Greetings to all of you, wherever you're listening from. I am Commander Bimal Raj, a TEDx speaker, internationally certified trainer and coach, mindset mentor, and a teen and parents coach. In this podcast, The Awkward Talks, I bring you topics that are usually considered taboo or are not discussed freely, but are some of the most pivotal things that we should be talking about.
Picture this. You're sitting down for an important meeting and you get a call. The number seems vaguely familiar. You ignore the call. The phone rings again. You put it on silent mode and continue with your meeting. At the end of an hour, when you have a moment of breath, you look at your phone and see 15 missed calls. You call back the number. It turns out to be a neighbor from back home in another state. They were trying to reach you because your old father has taken sick and they have had to rush him to a hospital. You panic. You go through worry and anxiety. You frantically recall all the medications and allergies he has. You mobilize relatives or friends who live in the same city as your parents to keep an eye on things going on. You make plans to get home while battling with the guilt of not having answered the call from the neighbor immediately and not being there for your parents in the time of need. The above is just an example of what many of us with old parents live with every day. You may call this a little extreme, but I know people who have been through this. In today's episode, we embark on a journey through the corridors of time and tradition, exploring the delicate dance of caring for our old parents in the rapidly changing landscape of our country. Gone are the days when the family home buzzed with the laughter and chatter of multiple generations under one roof. The once prevalent joint family system, a cornerstone of our cultural heritage, has gradually given way to nuclear families, especially in our bustling cities. The shift gives us autonomy, but at the same time presents us with a profound dilemma: the care of our elderly parents. Today we will try and see more about this complex reality. We will also confront the emotional and practical challenges that countless families face as they navigate the golden years of their loved ones. It's a journey of love, of duty, and sometimes of heart-wrenching decisions. India, like many countries, is witnessing a demographic shift towards an older population. According to a recent statistics, India is home to over 138 million elderly citizens. According to the United Nations Population Fund, by 2050, the number of Indians aged 60 and above is expected to reach 319 million. Now, each number in this statistic is a life, a story, and a family grappling with the nuances of elderly care. The diversity of needs among our elderly is as vast as our country itself. At one end of the spectrum, there are those who fiercely guard their independence and assert themselves on their grown-up children. The other end has the elders whose minds are clouded by the fog of memory loss. They stand at the crossroads of the past and the present, vulnerable and in need of our vigilant love. There are also others weary from the journey of life, now bedridden, requiring not just medical care but the gentle touch of reassurance that they are not alone. What does this all mean for their children? Many of us are caught in the relentless pace of modern life, juggling careers, our own children, along with the needs of our old parents. It's a delicate balancing act, one that brings with it a torrent of emotions, decisions, and sometimes a quiet desperation. First, consider the parents who, despite their advancing age, remain the patriarchs and matriarchs of the family. In the heart of Indian society, where traditions and cultural values hold great significant sway, they command a respect that's both revered and at times daunting. They have led their families through decades. Their authority is undisputed and their decisions are final. Their unwavering convictions and steadfast beliefs often find themselves at odds with the rapidly changing world around them. Their stubbornness, coming from their life experience, sometimes clash with the aspirations and values of the younger generations within their families. There is also the societal pressure to conform on the children to uphold the family honor and adhere to the dictates of the patriarch or the matriarch. Most of the time, even the financial decisions are also under the firm grip of the family patriarchs and the matriarchs. They may control and shape the economic landscape of the household, influencing everything from investments to daily expenditures. Now, grappling with these issues are the younger generation, their kids. They may have a fresh perspective that they gain through education and exposure to global ideologies. They find themselves in silent battles over career choices, marriages, and even daily lifestyle decisions. The emotional toll on these households can be profound. On one hand, there's a deep-seated love and respect for the elder, an acknowledgement of their sacrifices and the legacy they have built. On the other hand, there's a simmering frustration, a wanting for freedom to make choices, to live a life that is true to one's own values and dreams. They are torn between the desire to respect their elders and the need to forge their own path. Then there are those at the other end of the spectrum. The hands and shoulder that protected and sheltered has drooped. The voice that commanded attention and respect has now turned to a whisper. The eyes that were sharp and all-knowing are now cloudy, and now it's your turn to take care of them, worrying about their eating habit, sleep pattern, their company and their well-being, just the way they did for us when we were infants. The roles have now reversed. We, the cared for, have now become the caregivers. Picture a family where the mother, once the heart and soul of the household, now forgets not just the names but faces even of her own children. Every day is a challenge as a family tries to navigate this new reality without letting the frustration show, masking their pain with a smile, trying to bring her comfort in a world that no longer makes sense for her. Imagine the emotional dynamics at play here. The adult child torn between the demands of their own immediate family and the growing needs of their parents. It's a balancing act fraught with guilt, love, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. How do you tell your child you can't attend their school play because grandma needs you? How do you explain to your aging father that you can't be there every day because your job demands your presence? These are the realities faced by countless families across our country. The emotional complexities, the silent sacrifices, and the unspoken love that binds them all. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the depth of familial bonds, and the unyielding challenges that come with aging. Let us now look at some of the major challenges faced in these situations. For some, the morning begins before dawn with the preparation of medications, the gentle rousing of a parent who no longer remembers their name, or the meticulous care needed to tend to a bedridden loved one. These are the silent warriors who juggle jobs, personal responsibilities, and the relentless demands of caregiving, often without any respite. The emotional toll on them is immense. Watching a parent, once a pillar of strength and authority in the household, become vulnerable and dependent is a heart-wrenching transition. Every forgotten memory, each moment of confusion or pain in their eyes is a sharp reminder of the relentless march of time that stares right on their faces. Perhaps the most daunting challenge is the sense of isolation. In a society where caregiving is often expected to be a silent duty, many find themselves struggling alone, their own emotional and physical well-being teetering on the edge. The societal acknowledgement of this sacrifice is minimal, and the support systems are often inadequate, leaving them to navigate this journey with little more than their resilience and love. Yet, amidst these trials, there are moments of profound connection and beauty. The shared laughter over an old memory that momentarily pierces the fog of forgetfulness. The quiet gratitude in the eyes of a parent cared for with dignity and love. These are the glimmers of light that fuel the caregiver's journey. Now let us look at the profound financial strain that comes with caring for elderly parents. In the heart of middle-class India, every penny is accounted for and dreams are built on the foundation of hard-earned savings. In the middle of all this, the cost of medical care for elderly parents can become a daunting burden. Many families are already balancing on a tightrope of financial stability. Now they are faced with the escalating expenses of medical treatments, medications, and the need for specialized care. The financial strain is not just about managing the high cost of healthcare, but also grappling with the potential loss of income. Many are compelled to reduce their work hours or even quit their jobs, find themselves in a precarious position, torn between the duty of care and the necessity to provide for their own immediate family. The decision-making process regarding professional nursing care is perhaps one of the most heart-wrenching choices a family can face. On one hand, the desire to ensure the best possible care for their parents. On the other, the stark reality of limited financial resources. It's a decision fraught with guilt, worry, and the relentless question, are we doing enough? Let us now explore the complex interplay of expectations, guilt, and the profound impact on mental health. In India, family ties are woven with threads of duty, honor, and sacrifice. The role of a caregiver is both exalted and expected. The silent agreement that one will care for their aging parents is a noble one, yet the societal expectations placed upon the adult children of the family are immense. There is an unspoken rule that they must manage this sacred duty flawlessly without complaint, balancing it along with their own lives, careers, and families. But beneath this facade of capability lies a turmoil of guilt and frustration. Guilt for feeling overwhelmed or resentful at the loss of their own freedoms. Frustration at the lack of understanding or support from those around them. It's a daily battle, and this internal conflict is aggravated by societal pressures to present a united, untroubled front, and this leaves many of them to suffer in silence. The impact on mental health cannot be overstated. It's a constant juggling act, an emotional roller coaster of caring for a loved one while grappling with societal judgments. This can easily lead to anxiety, depression, and even burnout. It's a hidden crisis unfolding in the privacy of homes across the country as they push their own needs and well-being to the background. Now let us focus on a very important aspect, the dilemmas and decisions faced by families. Navigating the journey of elder care is laden with dilemmas and decisions that can shape the twilight years of our beloved parents. It's a path that requires us to weigh our options, consider our circumstances, and sometimes make choices that tug at the very fabric of our hearts. One of the most heart-wrenching decisions many families face is choosing between old age homes and home care. It's a choice that is never made lightly. On one hand, old age home offers professional care, social responsibilities, and the assurance that medical needs are being managed. But for many, the thought of moving parents away from the family home, from the life they have known, feels like betrayal of their love and sacrifice. Now, home care allows parents to stay in the familiar comfort of their home, surrounded by the memories of the people they love. However, the demands of such care can be immense, and it often requires significant adjustment to the family's routines, finances, and emotional bandwidth. It can become a source of constant stress and worry. Amidst these external changes, there is also an internal shift happening within our families. Earlier, the responsibility was unquestioningly assumed by the family. However, today's younger generations are influenced by global perspectives. They have pressing demands of modern life, and they need to figure out a balance that respects both their autonomy and their deep-seated desire to care for their parents. This struggle to reconcile traditional values with contemporary realities leaves families in a state of emotional turmoil. How do we honor our parents' wishes while acknowledging our own limitations? How do we ensure their dignity and happiness without sacrificing our well-being? There are no easy answers to any of these. Each family must navigate these waters in their own way. They have to make decisions that align with their values, their capabilities, and the unique needs of their elderly loved ones. But one thing is clear, in this journey, love remains the guiding light. It's love that prompts the difficult conversations, love that makes the hard choices a bit more bearable, and love that keeps us connected even when the path forward seems uncertain and difficult. Now let us turn our attention to the beams of light that pierce through the clouds, the support systems and innovative solutions that are making a difference in the lives of elderly people and their families across India. Now, across our nation, a network of support is slowly but steadily taking shape. Government schemes aimed at the welfare of senior citizens are providing a financial safety net for many. Programs like the National Program for Healthcare of the Elderly and the Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme are examples of our collective commitment to honor and support our elders. But beyond governmental efforts, the heart of our society, its people and the community, that's where the most impactful support is found. NGOs and community initiatives across the country are stepping up to fill the gaps. From providing home care services to running daycare centers for the elderly, these organizations are a beacon of hope for many families struggling to find balance. And then there are the innovative solutions that are redefining healthcare. Technology-driven aids, from health monitoring devices to apps that connect the elderly with services, social networks, are helping to ensure safety and companionship. These tools are not just about convenience, they're about empowering our parents and grandparents to lead lives of dignity and independence. Community living projects are another ray of hope. These initiatives offer a middle ground between complete independence and the need for care, providing elderly residents with a sense of community, shared activities, and access to medical care. It's a model that respects the need for autonomy while providing the necessary support network. Over and above, let me share this with every one of you going through this struggle. When you are super frustrated and overwhelmed with some of the idiosyncrasies that naturally come with old age, take a step back. I really mean it. Remember that at times, all the elders want to do is feel like they're being heard, like their thoughts still matter. Let us remember and respect that instead of forcing our ideas on them, even though we feel that it is the right thing for them. How about instead of saying, eat your medicine, do your exercise, you choose to say, okay, I understand you don't want to do it, but this is the problem and I cannot see you suffer. So can we both come up with a better plan? Also, please remember this. You're not alone. There are hands ready to help, hearts ready to understand, and solutions that can ease your burden. Together, we can create a world where our elders are cared for with love, respect, and the dignity they so richly deserve. As we reach the end of this podcast, I want to take a moment to reflect on all that we discussed. The layers of financial strain, the societal and emotional burdens, and the silent sacrifices made by countless caregivers across our nations. These struggles and challenges unfold in the privacy of homes, often go unnoticed and unacknowledged. Yet, in every story of struggle, there is a thread of resilience, a spark of hope that illuminates the darkest of times. I want to celebrate and honor the indomitable spirit of Indian families, their unyielding love and dedication. To everyone going through this journey, I want you to know that your journey is seen, your sacrifices are valued, and remember that your love is the foundation upon which the very essence of family is built. The road may be fraught with challenges, but you need not walk it alone. As a community, together we can forge a path of understanding, support, and empathy. A path that leads to a future where they need not bear this burden in isolation. Imagine a world where caregivers are met with understanding instead of expectations, where their emotional well-being is nurtured and their sacrifices are acknowledged not just in words but in action. It all starts with conversations like these, with listening and with a commitment to change. Let us as a society recognize, uplift, and support those who give so much of themselves in caring for their loved ones. It's time for communities, for policymakers, for each one of us to step forward and share the load. We need to ensure that these silent heroes have the resources, the recognition, and the support they so deeply deserve. Let us move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Let there be a commitment to support each other and the courage to face the challenges ahead with grace and determination. Together, we can make a difference. If you like this podcast, please don't forget to rate this. Don't forget to click on the follow button so that you don't miss any of our episodes. Do share this podcast with everyone you know. Trust me, there's a lot of people out there who are suffering alone. They need to hear this. This is Commander Bimal Raj, and I will be back with another episode very soon.